Hey Bulldog fans, welcome into the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show, a segment that will air every Wednesday throughout the 2018-19 Bryant women's basketball season. Today, I'm joined by head coach Mary Burke, and later we'll talk with junior forward Sydney Holloway. Coach, 2-0 to start the season, wins over UMass Lowell and Brown. Obviously, early on in the year, it's about getting better each and every game, but it's nice to win those games as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I think the UMass Lowell game, we were in no way a well-oiled machine, but for the last couple of weeks prior to the start of the season, we've talked about how important defense was. And in that UMass Lowell game, it really came down to the last 7 seconds where we got to stop. Keeks and Sid did a great job of corralling the ball. We got a steal, and we went down, and Sid made big foul shots. So it was great to see that we did the intangible things that we needed to do to win that game. And I really think we springboarded off that to Brown University. And if you watch film between the UMass Lowell game to Brown, you'll notice the different level of intensity and how focused we were on defense. And, you know, we've talked about 60 points is the number that we'd like to keep opponents under. And I thought we did a great job against Brown. They have a lot of firepower, the ability to score multiple ways. And I really thought we did a great job of that level of intensity and taking them out of what they wanted. That is the key for us this season. At this point, no one is a well-oiled machine. But you can play defense, you can be focused, you can understand the game plan, you can understand the scouting report, and those are the types of things we need to do to be successful going forward.
Game one of the season, Coach, you get an ability to see your team, how they handle adversity, being down in a game, able to come back in the waning minutes of the game and take the lead. Some coaches don't get to see that from their team until week 3, week 4, week 5. How pleased were you with how you saw your team react in game one of the season to that kind of?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's really big. You know, with 7 seconds left, we needed to do one thing to get this. The game came down to that last 7 seconds, and it's really nice to see their passion. But again, we're a more mature team this year. So people had been in that situation before, had learned from it years before. So I really think, you know, it just showed that maturity and what we were willing to do to go get the game done on the road.
Coach, you asked your team, 60 is that number, hold teams below it. You've done it your first 2 games of the season. How important is it for your team to see those results of their effort early on in the season to say, hey, all right, we can do this?
Yeah, I mean, we can preach about it all we want, but we get easy offense out of that. I mean, we're not a team that has this dynamic scoring, so we have to get it from our defense, whether that be live ball turnovers, rebounds, and so when we see our ability to score efficiently and quickly through our defense, I think it gives us a little bit of a bounce. And again, in that Brown game, right out of the gate, you know, we did such a great job and we were getting easy offense, and then, you know, everyone just plays with that bounce. And so again, it's the buy-in to defense and doing that's going to allow us the ability to score offensively. It's not going to be the opposite. So again, we're not going to run with teams scoring 80, 85 points. We have to buy into playing defense, that mentality of rebounding and getting out and running. That's how we do it in that order to be successful.
Coach, talking about scoring, Sydney Holloway back-to-back double-doubles. She's got 9 straight dating back to last year. Haley Connors back-to-back double-digit games, first time since her sophomore year. Career high 18. She's hit 4 threes in each game. Those 2 players need to be big players for you this year, and they have been the first 2 games. That must be nice to see from the coaching staff.
Well, I think that, you know, Sid just, you know, she just continued right where she left off last year. So she always has dynamic numbers and does a great job with that. I think what people don't understand is she's only about 5'10". I think her biggest X factor, besides being a great athlete, is her tenacity. Because last year, as she put up those dynamic numbers, people were like, well, not against us. And she did it. Not against us. And she did it. And so now it's about, you know, people double, triple teaming. And she refuses to let people think they can stop her. And that's a mentality. It's a level of toughness. And absolutely Sid has that. In the first 2 games, I saw her basically rip balls out of people's hands and not be denied and score. So there's that mentality that she brings, which I think with the attention she's going to draw, she has to have to be successful. And number 2, with Haley, it's great to see. It was really important this year for us to have players who can consistently score from the outside. And she's not only done it from the 3-point line, but taken it off the dribble. She's had great balance offensively, and I think that's really important. And, you know, Haley's had a great, couple games, and she's going to have to prove that she's going to need to be consistent. We've had other players as well that I think are going to continue to step up for us from the outside and deliver. It's not going to be just a one person, just like Sid. We're going to have multiple people through the length of a 29-game schedule that are going to have to step up and score for us offensively. But it was very nice to see that Sid continued in her pace and that Haley started off extremely well and has been able to make shots and have that nice balance to her game. She's worked very hard, and so it's nice to see when you work hard and you dedicate yourself, you see the success. And so I think, first 2 games, again, it was nice to see those 2 really have great moments.
Talking with head coach Mary Burke, this is the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by junior forward Sydney Holloway.
One shot.
Had 4 first-half points. She can't convert. Now it's Palmer. Connors driving, lost her footing, but somehow she got the pass to Holloway.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, that's for sure. Here's Connors on the wing. Only 5 on the shot clock. Holloway lays this one.
Ashley playing very aggressive defense up at the three-point line. Made a nice move right past her.
Taylor, the floater, no good. Reeled in for Holloway's 5th offensive rebound.
Welcome back, Bulldog fans. I'm now joined alongside by junior forward Sydney Holloway, the NEC Player of the Week. Sydney, you averaged a double-double, 22 and a half, 16 and a half. Put into words what your first week was like for you. Obviously, no better way to start the year.
Yeah, honestly, I go out every game and just hope for the best. Honestly, I look for the ball and we run down the floor. We're really good at not just playing with our offensive-minded team, we're also like a defensive mind, so I'm always thinking, I need to get a rebound. That's my strong suit for myself, I would say. And also just running the floor. Hannah, my other post player, Hannah Scanlon, is also just there for giving assists, and my other guards helping us out. So we're just really good at the offensive and defensive end. I think that's how I got my points and my rebounds.
We'll talk more about your performance a little bit in a moment. But your team, 2 wins. Obviously, that's the most important thing. And you held your opponents both under 60 points. And Coach Burke stressed about how important that is. How prideful are you guys in that fact that you did that in the first week of the season?
Yeah, I think that's really our biggest factor in how we won. To be honest, Coach, like you said, always harps on it in practice. She screams every single day telling us we have to keep them under 65. We work on our defense for a majority of our practice, actually. So we think that if we can do well on the defensive end, our offensive end will happen, and that's what happened. And with UMass Lowell, we had to fight for that one. With Brown, it was a little bit more, shouldn't say easy, but it came a little bit more smoothly. So I think that was our best bet with our defensive and offensive end.
How proud are you of kind of your team's resolve in the first game of the season? Sometimes the first game is who knows what's going to happen, but you're able to come back from a deficit battle and then you get a late free throw to win that game. That's a pretty good way to start the year.
Honestly, we knew going into that game it was going to be a battle. They're a scrappy team. They have a new coach, so we didn't really know what to expect. We knew that they were going to be scrappy, which they were, and they were going to show us a freaking game, and which they did. So we were really awesome about that. And so, just a late foul and me putting the basketball in the hoop from the foul shot, I think that really just gave us a little more like a for the next game for Brown.
Sydney, 20 and 20, 27 points, 20 rebounds against Brown. What does a 20-20 game feel like when it's happening?
Honestly, I don't know. I really can't keep track of how many rebounds I get. I knew I had a lot. After, the second quarter, I was like, I'm getting a lot of rebounds, back to back. But, you don't really understand, in the moment, I'm having 20 rebounds or whatever. But, no, it just comes pretty smoothly. I just try to go out there every game, just box out, get some rebounds, score when the opportunity is presented.
This is going to air on Wednesday. You get to play in your hometown on Thursday against West Virginia, a place that you know well. You're a native. How excited are you about the opportunity?
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. My family and my friends are all going to be there. It's going to be on a big, big stadium, so that's going to be really cool to play on. It's a different atmosphere than what we usually play on, so that'll be really fun. And just the fact that we all go out there, it's going to be an experience. They're a high major school, so it's all just going to be out there having fun, not worrying about what the outcome's going to be. Just go out there, have fun, play our best.
Junior forward Sydney Holloway. That does it for our first installment of the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show. Catch us next week.